بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام أفضل وأتم تسليم على سيدنا حبيبنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم الأبرار وصحابته الأخيار وعلى آله الأطهار ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Ramadan Mubarak to you all. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all of our beautiful deeds in this month. Today's reminder, brothers and sisters, is the verse where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He commanded the people to fast in the second year of the Hijrah, where fasting was made obligatory for the Muslims once they migrated to Al-Madinah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykum as-siyamu kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Baqarah, O you who believe, fasting is prescribed for you as it was prescribed for those before you, so that you may achieve taqwa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives the believers a very special indication here, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, and there are about 89 verses in the Quran that start off with Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. And the Sahaba radiallahu anhum ajma'een, they used to say that anytime these verses appear in the Quran, pay attention, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's giving you one of two things. He's giving you a bushra, a glad tidings, or He's giving you an admonishment. But here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we see that Allah is giving the believers a commandment to do something so that it leads to something else. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in His magnificent wisdom, He did not say katabtu lakum, that I prescribe for you. Rather, He put it in the what we call the mabni lil majhul sense. And this indicates that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us not to focus on the fact that He has legislated it, even though He is the one that legislated the act of fasting, but rather He wants us to focus on the action of fasting itself. And it was prescribed for those people before us, and so anything that was prescribed before someone before us, like groups and nations, like the children of Israel, and so on, then that thing carries over to our legislation, which is the final legislation, is an important act of worship in the religion. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, and the word taqwa comes from the word waqa yaqi wiqayatan, which means protection. So the scholars, they say that how can an individual earn this protection? And they give three reasons or three indications on how they can do that. The first is that they adhere to the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, stay away from His prohibitions, and also stay away from those things that are doubtful. And this is how a person can achieve taqwa, because he is protecting himself from the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when he abstains from His prohibitions, and when he indulges and he obeys Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in all of His commandments, he will be rewarded for his actions. هذا وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.